capabilities. Self-service, as I've mentioned, is different for different organizations. And what this means is that self-service, in essence, should be intuitive. Just like to most people, Facebook is intuitive. A lot of people are very used to using LinkedIn and now Twitter, and all of these different aspects that because of the way we use technology in our private life, we're expecting to use that in our public life. And in the past, BI has been known to be kind of out of most people's reach, and it doesn't need to be the case any longer. So in essence, when you're looking at an agile environment and you hear the term self-service mentioned by most vendors at different levels, the important thing for you to recognize is that what self-service should mean for you is that it's self-service for the person who has the least technical skills that's going to be using the solution. In essence, it might be really obvious to certain members, but when you're working with companies that don't have access to technology or aren't necessarily a business analyst, then you need to be able to develop something self-service for them. Next slide, please. In addition, when you look at collaboration, one of the things that I think is really interesting is that agile environments and agile vendors are finally starting to realize how important collaboration among departments, among different business people are. So what's happening within the world of business intelligence and business analytics is that not only are vendors creating agile solutions, but they're also building in features and functions that allow chat, that allow you to assign responsibility to people and track progress, that allow you to make annotations within charts and graphs and analytics so that you can discuss ideas, that you can drill through to different information or create kind of bookmarks, and all of these things really enable more collaborative use among different departments, and in addition, bring agility to that next level, because not only are you able to access information more quickly, but you're able to share it and get it to the people that need it more quickly as well. Next slide, please. So the next and final key capability is data discovery, which we've discussed. So I'm not necessarily going to go into what that means, but look at how it helps organizations. It really does help you move analytics almost to the next level because you're gaining insights based on cause and effect. So it's the same thing as the example that I used before in terms of being able to look at why you're not meeting your sales target and being able to drill through the data and then identify, oh, was there something wrong with our supply chain that it didn't reach certain stores and this is why it's not selling? Or were we selling raincoats and had a dry year in a specific region and that's why it's not selling, and then figure out why and how to reallocate and be able to ask questions on the fly. So that really enables business users to delve into data based on their business pain and not only give them the ability to see information that was previously defined. In essence, data discovery really allows organizations and the people within them to look at information in an ad hoc level, as well as be able to add new data when they need it and create more agility that reflects the back end in terms of not having a static data warehousing or data infrastructure. Next slide, please. And all of this really leads to business user empowerment in terms of providing more autonomy and insights and giving people more of the decision-making ability that they need, and then on the back end, creating a more dynamic architecture to really support that business process and leading to better information insights. Next slide, please. And finally, some of the practical steps for Agile Business Analytics adoption when you're going back to your organization on the next slide ends up, some of the things, now that we've talked about things more broadly and some of the capabilities and what you should look at, it's important to be able to take away some things. So in essence, even though I've talked about how, traditional business intelligence might not cut it, if you can use some of your current infrastructure, it's really a good idea just because, in essence, it saves you costs. So, for instance, if you're working with one vendor and now they can support agility, then it might make more sense to keep with them. In addition, self-service BI tools, as I mentioned, should really provide that interactivity and ease of use that ends up targeting the least technical savvy person that's using the solution, as opposed to just taking a vendor's word on it that it's self-service when it might not meet the needs of all of your users, which in essence also provides the reason that you have to include those stakeholders that are involved in using the end use, that are using the solution as it's rolled out. In addition, one of the things that was mentioned in terms of businesses being able to add their own data, it's really important that Agile solutions are created in a way that empower end users to create their own solutions, their own analytics, develop their own dashboards, and analyze data on the fly to be able to take the traditional analytics to the next level. In addition, it's really important to look beyond initial requirements, as well as understand what's available and what type of solution you choose. How will it really affect your environment in terms of the agility and in terms of future business analytics use? So now I will pass it on to Sonia, who will be talking about how they're using Agile Business Analytics at Citrix.